Happy Friday, everybody. Here's this week's PRG message of the week. So Monday, we watched Brian Buffini's bold predictions in the office. So he gave his outlook for the rest of this year and projecting out through 2025. He gave some good information as to why a market crash will not happen and why we're actually going to get really busy as the year progresses and as we throughout 24 and 25. I've included a link to his bold prediction recap video if you'd like to check it out, but here are the cliff notes. So there's a big reason why we're not in a situation like 2008. So as it stands right now, 39% of homeowners own their house outright. So there's no mortgage on it whatsoever. So if there's no mortgage on a property, there's no foreclosure coming on the property because there's no mortgage on it. 29% of homes have 50% of homeowners have 50% equity in their home or more. So when you put those two together, 68% of homeowners either own their home outright or have 50% equity in their home. So there's no, crash coming. Also, mortgage standards in 2008 were very loose. Since 08, mortgage standards have been a lot tighter. So if you shouldn't be getting a loan, you're not getting a loan and you haven't gotten a loan. So all things are pointing for the market to continue to rise and prices to appreciate. Inflation came out at 3% for June of 2023 year over year. So inflation is going down. Inflation's a big driver of interest rates. The Buffini bold predictions, they're projecting rates to be under 6% by the end of this year and under 5% by the end of 2024. So as I've stated, in prior videos or talking with me, one-on-one, as rates move down, that unlocks more buyer demand. Because when rates move down, payments move down, more people can afford houses. So what happens when there's more buyer demand and still low inventory? Prices go up, and prices will continue to go up. So with that said, as rates go down, there's a lot of sellers that are on the sideline as well because they don't want to trade in a 2 to 3% interest rate for a 7.5% interest rate. So Buffini pointed out too, the first time in the history of real estate, people actually aren't buying not selling because they don't want to trade in their interest rate. Not because the house no longer suits their needs, but because they don't want to trade in their interest rate for a higher interest rate. So as rates go down and they get into the fives and under 5, it's not as much of a hit to move from 3% to 5% as it is to go from 3% to 7.5%. So you're going to see more inventory unlock at that level as well. So 2023 projected to end in the entire country, projected to end at 4.2 million in sales. So 22, 21, it's been over 5 million in sales throughout the country. So we're down about 20% in sales overall. 2023, we're projected to rebound that number, and the sales are projected to be around 4.6 million. And then projecting out to 2025, we're projected to get back over 5 million. Everything's looking like late fall, fourth quarter this year, and I think in the state of Maine, really, it might be a little bit sooner. Things are going to really start to ramp back up again. Next spring is going to be very busy. Next year is going to be very busy. And they're projecting 2025 to be the second or third busiest real estate market in the history of real estate. So what that means for you if you're representing sellers and buyers. So, I'm telling buyers right now, we've got a window of opportunity to put an offer in on a home with maybe fewer bids or maybe, depending on where it is, no other bids and lock up properties right now. But as things progress, I think we're going to see, a lot more competition for homes. Now, that doesn't mean we can, price things at crazy prices. We have to be realistic with our prices because, houses that are grossly overpriced are still sitting. And I am seeing that myself as well. So, price it right. you should get multiple offers. And as things progress, value should continue to rise. So check out the rest of Buffini's video in the link below. And, let me know your thoughts on it. Also, so my top tips right now for pricing a property, just kind of like a dialogue I use with my sellers, and it's a true dialogue. So like what I will tell them is, I'd rather let you down now or disappoint you now with the price than let you down later. So if you're in there and they're thinking their property's worth $600,000 and it's worth $550,000, a less experienced agent may just go with the $600,000 price and hope it sells. A skilled agent, a PRG agent, is explaining and showing to the seller why it's worth $550 and giving them advice why they shouldn't price it at $600 versus $550. So, if you go in there with the comps, showing them what it's really worth, they're saying it's worth $600, you're showing them it's worth $550. If you can't convince them to price it for $550, but you're still willing to take the listing at a higher price, giving them the advice that maybe in a few weeks we may need to reduce the price, setting up the expectations right off the bat is what you really want to do. So I had a seller recently. We priced it, and I'm going to make up numbers so you can't figure out which listing it is, but say we priced it at $700,000. I'm telling them it's worth $650. We're on the market for 3 weeks, and I'm talking to them about doing a price reduction. I'm saying, hey, I really think we should reduce the price to $650 because that's, we're not getting a lot of action here. I know the market's still a seller's market, but we overshot it a little bit. We're just a little bit too high. And their response to me was, well, what happened to 700,000? You told us 700,000. And I said, I hear what you're saying, but if you look back at the listing presentation I brought to you, I said it was worth somewhere around 625 to 650. You wanted to try a little bit higher and go 700,000. We tried it. The market's speaking. It's really not worth the 700, unfortunately. I really think we should reduce the price to 650. Whereas another agent, a weaker agent, might have agreed with the price, gone with it. And then when they come at you with what happened to 700,000, what are you going to say? You know what I mean? You told them it was worth 700, even though you knew it wasn't. So it's a disservice to our seller to just agree with them. So we want to tell them what they need to hear, not what they want to hear. In the Mortgage News Daily, interest rates for a 30-year fixed have dipped below 7%. So it's at 6.87% right now, which is a pretty big drop-off, which is a big correlation to the low inflation numbers. New pendings outpaced new listings by 28, so that's good too. So my question for you right now is, what are you doing now to get ready for a strong fourth quarter 2023 and a busy 2024? Let me know. Send me a message, email, comment on the video. I really am curious what you guys are doing. Is maybe getting some coaching, one-on-one coaching with me, something that you can do to get ready for the busier market that's to come? I think so, but that's for you to decide. Otherwise, guys, have a great weekend. See you around.